all, good evening. Welcome to the channel LaCasiSolución. Almost the solution, because it's missing your part about making able to build all the conditions that we say that we want to live in, as to live in love, to live with health, to live with harmony, with coherence. And it's not that we are gonna reject the opposite part of the life, which is darkness, which is suffering, and all these hard parts of lives. We don't reject this part, but we consider that actually in this moment, in the present situation, human beings are experiencing a very dark expression of life. So we want to try to start to walk the path of light, to balance this dark situation that we think that we have in our hands the possibility to change these conditions. We just have to decide this inside us and to get the strong enough to develop the courage that we need to overcome this situation. Today we have Mark with us. We have had an interview in Spanish language like some weeks ago, and we decided to do one in English because we know that we have a lot of followers or people interested on that they speak English. So Mark, welcome again, and be free to say whatever you want.
Thank you. I've just noticed you have a guitar.
Yes.
Yeah. I also have a guitar. You enjoy playing?
I was trying to learn, but it takes a lot of time and I didn't get it.
You know that with just one or two chords, you can improvise some lovely songs.
Yes, I actually did.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I have some of them.
It gives me great joy to play the guitar and sing.
Yes, when to me happens that when I play, I feel I connect with the vibration of the box of the instrument, and it's yes, it's a kind of connection and relax ritual.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so I think I mentioned the guitar because, when we talked in Spanish, we spoke about this interview not just being about intellectual content, but also being, for you, for me, and for whoever's listening, being an experience. And so I think I wanted to talk, I mentioned the guitar in order to kind of dislodge, to move away from the formula, and to make it more intimate and real. Because go. Okay, I'll continue. It's because you are you are here experiencing this, and I'm here experiencing this, and whoever's listening, hello. I just feel, to whoever's listening, I'd like to invite you to also be aware that other people are listening, you know, and so we're all this, you know, we're all here, you know, in the circle together, and we're just people, you know. I mean, it's like, you know, today I'm going to introduce Mark Josephs, and Mark has written these books, and he is, you know, and you know how often those interviews begin with the credentials. You know, this person is really on authority because, you know, look what he's done and who he is, and, you know, I mean, that has its. I can understand, it's okay, it's, you know, it has its validity. Perhaps it inspires confidence, you know, or trust to know that somebody's been exploring these certain issues for a long time. But at the end of the day, you know, you and me, and, you know, all our, I hope my language is not too hippie, but, you know, all of our brothers and sisters, you know, everywhere. It is kind of hippie, isn't it, when we talk about brothers and sisters? But I'm just asking myself, do I feel it that way? That, you know, you who are listening and watching us and listening to us are my brothers and sisters. I do feel that. I do feel our I wanted to say our deep equality, but when I say equality, I don't just mean, you know, that nobody's superior or inferior. Yes, that's true too. But when I talk about our equality, I mean it more in the sense of our sameness. We're all the same. You, me, you know, and everyone listening. And we're all different, as we discussed last time. At the same time, we're all different. And that's important too. But I'm just interested, rather than the formula, the interview formula, and the exchange of information, which is all fine, you know, and all important, but I'm interested, rather than that, can we, within this interview format, can we, you and me, Beatriz and Mark, with a kind of intuitive sense of people listening as well, and including you all, can we share an experience and not just, you know, information?
Well,
That's my interest.
I think information is already an experience, no? When you are giving, I mean, because the mind process is an expression of us, it is, you cannot be out of the experience, no? But I think that you are saying, can we not just listening the thoughts, can we listening the feel, no, the feeling, the sense, and balance, no, this experience in between processed thought and feeling? Is I'm understanding this from you, and not only understanding, I'm feeling it, because you feel it and you are conducing or making the direction to go to this kind of experience. So I was thinking about what to ask to you, and I was like, I'm not gonna send to him the questions, because I know he wants to feel free and go with the present moment, no, and experience what the present moment says, no, when you are connect. But because relations has been my focus all my life, and I think in the sense that as you said that we are all the same, I think if I feel that relations are the most important thing, I also can arrive to the conclusion that for the other people is gonna be the same, no? My question, you can ask it if you want or go in another way, but I saw the world. I see the world. I have studied my behavior in the past, and I study the behavior now. And okay, we are free, we are different, we can be whatever we want. Anybody is superior to another one, but what makes people be in the apathy? Apathy? No.
Apathy, yeah.
Yes, apathy, because this is a behavior that for me is shocking. And I'm like, I find a lot of people in apathy, no? And as you develop more the love, you see how much the apathy is in the world. And my question is, where does it come from? And okay, if we arrive to the conclusion that nobody is better and we are all the same, my question is, how must be my relation with these people? Because okay, I understand you have apathy, you don't care about anything, but I think you are going in a destructive direction. Should I just leave it? I should try to help you? Should I normalize this? What should I do with this?
Okay. So I'm going to propose that the answer to your question is that is a different way of relating. We will find the answer there. Okay? But rather than explaining that way of relating, let's live it. Yeah?
Live it, you mean living it or left?
No, living, not leaving, living it now, here, you and me. And also, you know, brothers, sisters who are listening, so to begin this way of relating, first, I'd like to invite us all to bring our attention to our breathing. because the breathing is, when we bring our attention to our breathing, it's a relief, because we are very mind identified. You know, we have a dialogue going on all day, every day, all day, every day. And it's, when we become aware of that, we realize how exhausting it is. But you can't, so our attention is kind of with our thoughts, what we're thinking all the time. But you can't not have your attention on anything. So this is why breathing is such a natural suggestion, because you can, if you really feel your breathing, in other words, if you bring your attention to your breathing, to feeling your breathing, it's the silent alternative to thought. That's why it's so great. So I'd like to invite you, Beatriz, and me, Mark, and brothers and sisters. You know, we can carry on talking. Well, initially we need to stop talking, I think, a little bit, just to feel the air coming in and out of our bodies. You know, so many people listening now, you know, every one of you has a body, you know. You know, the air is, we were talking about that last time in the Spanish interview, how we're all being breathed.
I had a friend that he liked a lot this sentence. He was like, this sentence.
I agree with him. It is, you know, it's like a Zen koan, you know. It's, you know, it's a sentence you can meditate on. And the more you meditate, it's like, we are all being breathed. As we discussed last time, the great mystery of existence. Believe what you want, doesn't matter. Everything is scientific chaos. Everything is divine will, doesn't matter. It's all just ideas. But something is breathing us all. We're not controlling our lungs in this moment. And every bird and every fish and every tree is being breathed. And the way to really anchor in that breathing, really root in that breathing, is particularly to focus on the exhalation. So you release the exhalation really tenderly, you know, through your whole body. That's another thing that's so wonderful about the breathing. It's like, you know, the air, which is space, which is the universe, comes through and you feel it enter all of your body. So in a way, you unite the great, you bring the great mystery into your body or awareness of the great mystery into your body. I can't really relate to you in any meaningful way, this is my opinion, unless I am in myself. I have to be in myself. And I have to see you as other. Otherwise, I can't really relate to you. So I breathe, yeah.
But then you mean that when someone is practicing apathy, conscious or unconscious, is because he thinks or feels that you are him?
No. This is a very long answer. I'm going, you know, around the world a few times to come to the the question about apathy. I mean, the short answer, I could give a short answer to the question about apathy. It might be a very clever answer, very interesting answer. And then we'll go away and we'll think, oh, you know, now I'm, you know, I've got to go shopping. I've got to do this. I've got to do, you know, it's just interesting. So what? More content for the mind to chew on.
If you give an answer, you mean?
I mean, answers that don't really point us in the direction of a felt experience that we can then live more and more deeply, and that will take us not only out of apathy, but will explain the apathy of others. So what I was saying was I need to be in myself is the first thing. So I anchor in my own breath. And as I said, I release, especially the exhalation, through my whole body. So now I'm both aware that I am being breathed, so I can feel the mystery breathing me. And I'm also aware of my own body. I can feel the mystery around me, breathing through me. And I can feel my own body almost as if it was an antenna. It's like, just so as I'm saying this, what's happening for you? Because I'm giving these suggestions. Are you playing with these suggestions yourself?
I'm thinking. I'm feeling, but I'm thinking because I have some issues in my life with apathy people. No, I feel that I have to be in the experience with them quite often, no? And
okay, so you're really you would really you're really you're really you're really interested in this question.
yes, because I have struggles to decide what might be my behavior. And the other day, for example, I read a book of magic remedies, like a witch book and this stuff. And there was a sentence that for me was kind of a clue. It was saying like, there is no mistakes in magic practice. And I was like, imagine magic practice like when you do in your life to as you feel, no? Because you think that following these feelings or this thinking with feelings, you are gonna build the reality you have decided, no? And the book said, there is no mistakes in the magician practice. If the trick is not working, I mean, if your actions are not working as you want, you just have to introduce modifications. So I was like, okay, because when I treat with apathy people, I get angry because I'm like, how you can care less that much? And then I'm like, no, I don't have to get angry. Can I look to them with love, still being them this way, still me no understanding how they can decide to be in this situation? I'm still able to look to them with love, because I think that's the way I'm gonna grow, because I was analyzing why I hate them. So I hate them because I think they are the problem of my pain doing this behavior. And well, yes, in some point, yes, but I mean, there is not gonna exist any life without pain. So someone has to. We all do pain, no? So I arrived to a point where there is no answer. So
So you feel you're relating with these people who
they appear in my life.
in your judgment, they are apathetic. You know, your evaluation is that
Yes.
they are apathetic, and this makes and this provokes anger in you. Anger comes up. Yeah.
Yes. And
Let's just breathe a little bit. Yeah. And
I can always arrive to love again. But
okay.
I can arrive when I left them. It's like, okay, that's your decision. Yeah. I'm fine, but I can't contribute with you. So I can relate with you in the physical domain.
So tell me about the anger.
Well, the anger is because when my conclusion or my mindset pattern says, because their behavior, you have a pain, so they are the problem, no? And it's like, well, I mean, you don't want this behavior. If they are a mirror, I understand them. I ask you, where does the apathy come from? But I know, because I have been apathetic, and I still do some apathetic behaviors in many things, no? So the problem is
So there's a part of you that's apathetic.
Yes, so I can understand. My question is,
And what do you feel about that part of you that's apathetic?
what I think.
If you could imagine now that part of you, it walks in through the door. Oh, hello, Beatriz, the apathetic one. Hello, and it's not you. You are connected and present and centered, and and she walks in the door. Probably she falls on the sofa and takes the clicker for the television. What do you feel about her?
Sadness. I don't know, I should see it. It's a mix between sadness and angry.
Yeah. Can you imagine her?
Yes, I can imagine her. Is a suffering entity.
Oh, okay. Just suffering.
Just suffering, no. She would feel something else, I guess.
But you sorry. When maybe I'll open this. I don't know. Let me see. Oh no. That's the sun is setting here. So you said she's a suffering entity. Yeah. You in your perception. I mean, for you, there's anger and sadness is arising, and you look on her and you see that she's suffering.
I think she's suffering because I'm on me, when I pay attention on me, when I act this way of careless of everything until the point that you don't care about your body and you kill your body and you do very bad things to your body, no? When I have done this, I connect and I was like, what I'm feeling, and I was suffering. When I'm in love, when I'm feeling all this variety of energies that are more love than fear, because I understand fear. For me, fear and love are the same, but they are on the opposite, no? So all these feelings that come from the zero to the extreme of love, when I feel them, I don't act this way. I like to be breathed. I like to move my body with coherence and not pushing it or not leaving it on the sofa. So that's why I see an entity suffering, not because I can be on the other entity place, but because we are the same. I know what happens in me.
Pues... Yeah, you know her. It's apathetic Beatriz. You know her very well. She's an old friend.
Yes.
Yeah. And tell me more about her suffering. What is she? What is she? So her behavior is apathetic, but you know, because you are her, you know that underneath, you know what's going on.
Yes,
because you're her, so you know. So what's going on? What is she suffering there?
I think she's suffering about loneliness, about unknowing and loneliness, about the nothing.
About what?
About unknowing.
About unknowing, not knowing,
Yes.
uncertainty.
Yes, and loneliness, like she's suffering because the emptiness. Because she don't know where to put the attention.
So by emptiness you mean like
loneliness.
Well, nothing has any meaning really. Is that what you mean?
No, I think, well, also happens sometimes that she lose everything, all the meaning about everything, but especially loneliness, you know, the feeling not connected with people, with love of people.
It's a beautiful answer. It was not the answer I expected. Oh, beautiful. So you can look now, you know, Beatriz, the apathetic one, she walks in and, well, she doesn't care about anything. And anyway, she's just completely apathetic and life is boring and what's the point of anything? And, you know, and you look at her and you know, underneath all of this uncaring behavior, underneath, you know she's lonely. And what do you feel when you feel her loneliness?
What I feel, I believe this feeling.
You believe?
Yes, I ask myself, can I change it right now? I mean, can I change it, or could she change it, this feeling, without the exterior changing? Because I do really believe that no, but something tell me that yes.
I don't quite understand. I'm sorry.
Yes, that you ask me, what do I feel, no, when I saw her?
When you feel her loneliness.
When I feel loneliness, I think.
No. What do you feel?
Pues loneliness.
Beautiful. Yeah, that's lovely. Yeah, that's such a nice answer. You, when you feel her loneliness, you feel your own loneliness.
Mm-hmm. Do you feel loneliness?
No.
Never.
Never.
Yes. Have you felt loneliness in your life experience?
Of course. But no longer.
How you do the alchemia?
By loving. my loneliness. Little Mark, or maybe not so little, who feels lonely. I love him. And then he doesn't feel lonely. Then he doesn't feel lonely. No. Yeah. And when I love him, I don't try to make it better. I don't tell him you shouldn't feel lonely. I don't preach to him. I don't try to teach him spiritual truths. We're all connected, you know. How you can? It's impossible to be alone. No. I in my heart, I'm with him, and I give him space to express himself. And in my heart, my communication, you know, like when a loving parent is with their child, you know, and the child, my friend, he took my ball is my favorite ball, and he's taken it, and it's my ball, it's not his, you know. And, you know, you're not going to start to lecture the child about the nature of possessions, you know. It's not going to work, you know. You know, I love him. I let him express, and in my heart, my transmission, my vibration is, it's all okay. It's all okay. There's nothing to be worried about. Everything is absolutely as it needs to be. And I love you. I love you more than you can imagine. So if you can bring this to your Beatriz, the apathy one, the apathetic part, if you can say to her, and I'd like to invite you now in this moment, you know, to just, you know, in your heart, say to that, let's call it that little girl. It's just a way of talking. Well, it's a way of conceptualizing kind of conditioning and wounding. If you can say to her in your heart, darling, come here, let me hold you. I know you feel so lonely. And that's okay. You know, it's okay to feel lonely. And I don't love you more or less for being lonely. And, you know, you hold her like that and you speak to her like that. And then you turn your head and look who walks in the door now is these people you were talking to the other day. Yeah. These people, they don't care about anything, you know, and, you know, look, you do a podcast and, you know, you are engaged and you're working for the healing of the world, you know, and you can see that the world is mad and you're doing your part and they don't care. They don't give a shit, you know. And here they come. And now what do you? And now you look at them. And how is it now, as you imagine them coming in? These apathetic people.
I love them and I hug them, but I quit them of my life. I can love
You what?
I love them and I have nice words for them and nice feelings, but I will quit them of my life because I cannot.
Quit.
Yes.
Yeah.
I cannot hold. I cannot hold them like in all the present. I don't have this power to manage these energies.
Well, okay. Or maybe you just don't want to.
I don't want because...
Yeah, you know, it's like you can only love in the way I'm describing, you know, whether it's the little girl who feels lonely, whether it's the part of us that feels afraid, whether it's the part of us that feels shame, whether it's the part of us that, you know, is desperate and confused and whatever, you know. We can only relate in this loving way to all the parts of us, the wounded, all the wounded parts, when we feel loved. And the more we feel we are within the great mystery of existence, call it God, call it nature, call it whatever you want. We are in the great mystery and we feel that. Not an idea. The more we genuinely feel it, and it takes, well, it's taken me many, many years, as we talked about this last time, you know, all my life, really, to be naked. And not know anything. And just open my heart completely. Well, I don't know about completely, but a lot. I find the more I open and the less I pretend to know, the more I feel loved. And the more I feel I am love. And so then I can love all the little crazy parts inside me. You know? So this is very important. So what I'm saying is, as we feel connected and open to the mystery, from that comes the ability to love all the parts of the psyche, you know? And from that comes the ability to love the crazy psyches of everybody else. And that doesn't mean we have to be everybody's friend. You know, you can feel great love and you can see this person, you know, you can see you see them, and you can love them, because you see them. You can see in their eyes is another, miracle. Everyone is a miracle, and you can see in their eyes they're a miracle. They are a miracle. They might not recognize it, but you can see it. But their behavior, it doesn't nourish you. It doesn't bring you pleasure. It doesn't open your heart. And so you, like you say, you quit. You wish them well, genuinely, everyone. It's like blessings on everyone and everyone's unique path. Blessings, blessings, blessings on everyone. And I don't want to be your friend. 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 And the deeper you go, the less people you're going to want to be friends with. I'm afraid to even say that.
Yes, that's true.
I'm afraid to say that, but it's like when you want to live without being defended, which includes loving the parts of yourself that are very defended, but that's your intention and that's your path, then being with other people who are undefended or on the path of becoming less and less defended, that will give you great pleasure. But to be with people who are, always defend, no, always going back to the mind, back to the mind, back to the mind, and they're not willing to really feel and really be honest and open about what they're feeling and live in the great mystery together in openness, then you won't want to be with them. It's just not. You can serve them, you can maybe, they come to you, and you, as a therapist, you can work with them, but you won't want to, invite them for supper.
Yes, I think that's what happens.
You don't have to give your time to everyone. The love is not indiscriminate. Love doesn't mean you can't discriminate. Love doesn't mean you become stupid. I love everyone, and no, not at all, not at all. But anyway, how are we doing with the answer to this question about apathy?
I think we already gave the answer.
Yeah.
Well, we didn't. Well, the original question was about. The first one was, where does it come from? Well, not being open to the big mysterious.
If you're open to the great mystery, anyway, so I don't particularly want to get into analyzing where the apathy comes from. I mean, it comes from being identified with the mind. It comes from disconnection. It comes from alienation, disassociation. It comes from the consequent numbness. You know, that, you understand numbness? Entumecimiento. You know, this arrives because of the consequent addictions in the state of mind identification and disassociation from the sacred mystery of existence, you know, living inside the human mind made world, you know, living there, you know, going to work, going, you know, to the office and to the supermarket, and then in the car, and then listening to the radio, and, you know, being inside that world, you know, which is a very mind world, being disassociated from the mystery, you're in suffering, and therefore addictions come in. And addiction is, you know, is not just sex and drugs and rock and roll. You know, addiction is addiction to work, is addiction to identity, addiction to everything, you know. And the more we are on the path of addiction, the more numb we become, and the more numb we become, the less we care, and the more apathetic we become. So people are in a collective state of disassociation and kind of combination of all sorts of addictions, and therefore they are apathetic. That's the why. But hey, so what? You can read that in a book. You know, the point is, how do we live the path that takes us out of it? Because we talked about, you know, little Beatriz, the lonely one, little Mark who's lonely, or, you know, whatever. In all of that conversation, we've been illustrating the path that we can live to take us out of our own apathy, our own disassociation, our own addictions, you know.
Do you think we can, or do you think when you realize your own apathy and you hug it and you hold it, there is some kind of energy rising inside you that say to you, you can hug also and try to help the other ones to walk this path? Or is an ego energy rising?
Do you mean like
about helping the other ones, how we should manage this?
You mean to change and somehow transform the apathetic part of us?
Well, I'm meaning about, yes, when you realize your own apathy and you walk the path to overcome it, like not making it disappear, but to hug it and to love it, rise inside me the feeling of helping others. How, because sometimes it's like, until what point I should help, you know. And for me, it's,
Don't
at the
worry.
end,
Yeah, I would say I'm only answering intuitively to you now. I'm not answering as a kind of a universal rule, but intuitively to you, my sense is don't try to help. My sense is
it's enough.
My sense is it's more, this is my personal intuition with you at this moment. And as we said last week, what do I know? You know, no, it's important. I don't know. But this is what, you know, comes to me in this moment is I feel you are a person who really wants to help, you know, and to give and to serve and to make a better world. And, you know, and I would say, do you know that expression from Joseph Campbell? He said, follow your bliss.
What is bliss?
Bliss is like alegría, happiness, but it's more.
But it's not
also
like
kind of like
blessed.
Yeah. It's in that direction. It's like la dicha. It's like it's in the direction of ecstasy. The word bliss, but basically it means follow those things that really bring you joy, things that make you happy. And I guess another way my sentence would be, you are not responsible for other people. I mean, I do all my work with the conscious tribes, you know, and I completely believe in it and I'm completely involved with it.
In what you are able to do, that is to do this work with tribes, but you are not responsible for the own behavior of each one. That's for sure.
I don't know if you can see me and hear me. I can't see you or hear you.
Are you in again? I think it's working now.
But if we are still recording,
we are.
Maybe I'll say a few words that you could use. You could cut this bit out, but I could, oh, you're sending a message. Oh, we are recording. Okay. So I feel that maybe
or not, maybe
this is a good place to end. And I hope, obviously, I began at the very beginning. I was trying to establish the felt context for the a relational experience rather than just an information exchange. And then you, Beatriz, you brought the question of apathy, and I hope that through our, you know, being witnessed by hermanos, hermanas, everyone, by being witnessed, us, Beatriz, and me being witnessed, exploring this question, I hope we have communicated something of the path of, well, the very big, let's say the starting point for all successful relating, I would say. I feel we've been exploring the starting point for all successful relating, whether that's relating to another human being, whether that's relating to your environment, whether that's all relating, because we're always relating, because this is a world of relating. So what is this starting point? Two things I feel we've named that are really important. One is breathing, opening to the great mystery, letting ourselves be breathed, letting ourselves be held and loved, opening undefendedly to the great mystery, and from that place being able to love all parts of ourselves. That's the starting point. And to, when we're with another, to hold that awareness, to hold that sense of ourselves, that is the starting point for, I would say, all successful relating. I don't usually use that word, successful. For beautiful, beautiful relating. Okay, so we'll leave it here, and I hope that's supportive and nourishing. And at this point, whoever's doing the interview usually asks me how to get in contact with you, if you'd like to know more. And since I'm recording this last bit, just talking, I can't see Beatriz right now, so I'm just talking to the camera. If you do want to get in contact with me, you can do so via my website, which is at the moment www.tribusconscientes.com. TRIBUSCONSCIENTES. It's conscious tribes in Spanish, but it's a bilingual website. Thank you very much.